the same. My energy was the same. The only thing that was different about me was my weight. And in this meeting, she stated as well that, you know, dancers get fired for gaining weight. And then she kind of paused and looked at me, and I still don't know if she really meant to single me out in that moment. But when she looked at me and she said that, I was kind of like, so she's really concerned about my weight. And then, you know, when we had that private meeting, when I was kind of cornered, they kind of wouldn't let me, you know, get away with not telling them something personal. So, and a reason why something was wrong with me. So I ended up telling them that I struggle with, you know, anxiety and depression, and that I'm in recovery from an eating disorder. And as soon as I said eating disorder, they immediately were like, oh, like in their head, it was making sense as to why I was gaining weight, because it had something to do with an eating disorder problem.
Here are 5 times that Doja Cat was rude as fuck to her fans. First is when she goes on Instagram Live for the sole purpose of degrading them.
I'm not your friend. I'm not your friend. It's you. Y'all suck.
I'm not your friend.
Second, she apparently hates that her Doja Cat fandom have given themselves a name to rally around her and support her, the kitten. She said, my fans don't call themselves shit. If you call yourself a kitten or fucking kittens, that means you need to get off your phone and get a job and help your parents with the house. Doja, you're the one always on your phone. You are known for spending hours and hours in internet chat rooms with incel white supremacists. Third is when she called her 2 most beloved albums that got her millions and millions of fans who love her cash grabs. And if you stream those albums, you fell for it. And now thanks to your stupidity, she can go disappear and touch grass with her real loved ones. Fourth is just blatantly calling her fans dumb when someone said, everyone is mad because you're calling your fans dumb. And she said, are they not? Lastly was when she was gonna headline a very popular festival in Paraguay that got canceled because of a storm. And she didn't even show her face to her fans that were waiting for hours and hours and hours. She just went home immediately and said, I don't really owe you guys anything.
Welcome to another video, my free thinkers, and welcome back. Today we're gonna be talking about 2 people who I believe in a new segment that I have, model behavior, for my shows on Monday, Model Mondays. And 2 people that are charged with violating model behavior are Doja Cat and Lizzo. Both of these ladies have violated what I stand for, or what I call model behavior, and not just as a former model, but in model behavior and leading by example. I believe by leading by example. And when you lead by example, you put your best foot forward in a positive way, in a positive manner. And when you lead in this way, you inspire other people to follow in your footsteps. They haven't shown any model behavior, and that's why they're charged with violating model behavior. Stay tuned to see if they're really going to be canceled, and if canceled in so many ways. Both have lost a ton of followers, and even though they have millions of followers, losing hundreds of K followers can result in a downward slope or a domino effect of them being canceled further down the road. So maybe we're just witnessing this start of an avalanche. If they will survive this, if you will stop following them as well as so many other people have stopped following them. I thought it would be best if I gave basically a backstory of how I came upon Lizzo and Doja Cat. I used to follow them and I was a big fan of their music, not of them. People get confused and they start following, oh, I love them, I care about them. They don't know you, they probably wouldn't like you, and you probably wouldn't like them if you really knew who they were. But I do love, or I did like listening to their music, especially before they became mainstream. And they kind of broke through mainstream at the same time, right before the pandemic in 2019. And I knew, even though I was happy for them that they made it, so to speak, I knew that this was going to be the beginning of a downward slope, because once you go up and you've made it there, there's nowhere else but down. And now they're basically in this downward spiral. And what turned me off from them was initially Doja Cat at first. I know you all remember when she was doing, or was in chat rooms and allegedly called racist or being racist in these chat rooms. And this was about 3 or 4 years ago. and this was on her incline going up before she made it as big as she was, and she had to start defending herself. And I kind of was like, this is a red flag. I didn't want to cancel her, but when I counseled her, for me, or what counseled her for me, was when she showed up in this satanic look, and before that she shaved off her eyebrows and everything was looking very demonic, and it was turning me off from her earlier image. She didn't look anything like this when she first came out, and it turned me off to the point where I just stopped following her. Now, what turned me off of Lizzo was before this whole lawsuit, and I was a big fan of her music as well, her red flags started to pop up when I saw her booty shaking everywhere, showing her butt everywhere, and twerking everywhere. Everything was about her body. Even on her Instagram, if you go on her Instagram, ton of pictures of her just showing her body and making it seem like being overweight is good and a normal thing, when in fact this is still the #1 killer in the United States of America, in this country, is obesity. And that's her brand, even though she denies it. That was a red flag for me. And then once I canceled her what made me cancel her, for me, was this lawsuit and these horrific stories about how she treated her dancers. And those stories are out on IG, and they've released them on Twitter, and she denied it and said that they were disgruntled employees. But they've come forth, and we'll see how this all develops in time and see if she really is who her dancers have spoken about her being.
These last few days have been gut-wrenchingly difficult and overwhelmingly disappointing. My work ethic, morals, and character has been criticized. Usually I choose no to respond to false allegations, but these are as unbelievable as they sound and too outrageous to not be addressed. These sensationalized stories are coming from former employees who have already publicly admitted that they were told their behavior was inappropriate and unprofessional.
Turned me off, this whole story with the banana. I was mortified. I was like, this is disgusting. No model behavior for either one. Doja Cat also being very rude to her fans.
In an interview with NBC News, Doja Cat fan pages Doja News and The Kitten Room explain why they initially deactivating our accounts was really us letting it be known that the support can stop for her anytime. We do so much campaigning and promotion for her that isn't worth it if her comments are how she really feels.
On several occasions, and there's several videos up about that, and it's ungrateful, it's unnecessary, and it's unfortunate. And that's why they've lost these followers. Doja Cat has lost her top 3 fan pages, have been deactivated on Twitter. Beyonce has removed Lizzo from one of her songs and remixed it with Britney Spears. So these things that they've done have real consequences. And like other people that have been canceled in some way, shape, or form before them, they've lost money, they've lost opportunities, invites, etc. And as time goes on, let's see how they bounce back from this. If they bounce back, again, they have millions of followers, but losing hundreds of K followers at a time. And I think Lizzo lost almost 500,000 followers. But that's not, don't quote me on that. We'll see how many followers they've lost as time goes on. But those are big numbers. And you have a couple of those, well, not a couple, but you have several of those, and now you're at 1 million. And your stardom, your celebrity, your influence is starting to dwindle.
Lizzo has lost over 150,000 followers on Instagram in the past 24 hours. Due to the harassment lawsuit. #drama alert.
I think that this lawsuit will be probably settled out of court. I think that Doja mimicking her fans and her fan base, her top 3 fan bases on Twitter, after deleting themselves, let her know that We make you. We make all of these celebrities. People don't understand that we have the power. If it wasn't for us buying their music, streaming their music, looking at them, voting for them, or doing whatever they ask us to do, they wouldn't be where they are. We have the power. We're the consumers. We're the person they're selling to. And if we're not buying, then they're not going to make a profit. So remember that. Remember that you hold the key. You're important. They're not more important than you. I feel like these celebrities think once they get to a certain level that they're better than other people, that they don't have to apologize, as you see with Cardi B throwing the mic. They have no remorse, no empathy. And that's why a lot of them say that they've sold their souls. And when I was younger, I used to be very into pop culture, as all young people are, but then you start to realize that these people aren't helping anybody really. They're making it seem like they are, and when causes come up or communities that they're in, they get the word out, they get the awareness out, but look to see what they're doing behind the scenes. They're not doing anything behind the scenes. So my question to you is, should Doja Cat and Lizzo being charged with model behavior, one for being rude to her fans, the other being rude to her dancers, should they be canceled? I personally, in my closing thoughts, I've canceled them. I don't follow them anymore, and I rarely listen to their music because I don't appreciate that. People deserve to be treated with respect. People deserve to be treated with kindness, and people don't deserve to be harassed. People don't deserve to be mocked. You're not showing any model behavior. You're not showing any role model behavior for that. And that's why I use model behavior for my Model Monday segments, to cancel two people who are not role models, who are not showing model behavior, and I personally believe should be canceled. If they can apologize, if they can come back, I'm always a person of forgiveness. I feel it is better to forgive than to hold on to grudges. It's for you, not for them. And I feel like if they can do that, then I am more than happy to forgive them. But it's never going to be the same. You know, there was a bit of trust broken there, and not that I should care about who they are as a person, but I should. If they're in this light, with great power comes great responsibility. And these people have a lot of responsibility, and they're taking it for granted. So we need to give them a big old slice, if not a big old pie, a humble pie, and let them take their time eating that while we go around and do what we like to do, and support people that actually support us, and support people that actually care about us and wish us well. Don't spend your money on people that don't care about you. Don't spend and go places where people don't care about you. And don't be a victim or leave yourself open to be victimized by these celebrities. So in closing thoughts, what do you feel about Doja Cat and Lizzo? Do you think they should be canceled? Do you think you should stop following them? Do you think they should be held accountable for their behavior? Lizzo disrespecting, harassing her dancers, from what we've heard from her dancers. And then you have Doja Cat mocking her fans and being extremely rude to her fans on numerous occasions. Let me know your thoughts. Like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. And look out for more videos like this as well. I'm always down to dive into celebrity news, politics, culture, and social media. So be on the lookout for that. And until then, take care, be well.